Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's Friday. Whoa! And although the outside world is looking kind of scary, here inside with me, welcome YouTubers as well, we're going to make it a fun, happy, festive day. So thank you for joining me. So we're going to start by, so much to tell you. There is so much to tell you. I hope I can keep track of it. So this is Terri Hardin's brand new, slightly adjusted, few more ingredients, AMA. So today is called Sugar and Spice. Bob Gurr is the sugar and the spice is Rolly Crump. So while I discuss these two amazing legends and Imagineers, my dear friends, and you know, if you were at the AMA earlier, the one last Friday, I know they say don't talk about the ones before, but I want to. I did share Bob Gurr's book, and then a couple other things popped up while talking. So we're going to pull into that a few things that Bob loved and help you guys to see such things. All right? Okay, cool. So welcome. So the way this new AMA works is I have some questions from my dear Leo, and I better pull them out or it's going to be hard to answer them. I'm also going to mention to you that I won't be doing a Facebook Live on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I think for all of us, it's going to be a time to spend with family, whether you're Zooming with family or spending it with your family at home all together. It's a time to kind of celebrate that. So I'll be celebrating with my husband and my dog. I hope I can post a couple of fun pictures, and that way I won't be completely disappeared, but at least, you know, I won't be live. Okay, so won't be live on Christmas Day, the 25th, and I won't be live on New Year's Day, but I will be back the following week. Okay, so that Monday, I will be back. So fear not. It is so good to have you here today. Let's get started. Let's first go over to the comments real quick and say hello to everybody. And then we will come back and we'll just, we'll just get right to it. Okay. There's lots of exciting stuff that's going to be happening in the new year. And I think Monday I'm going to share with you what it's going to be. But it's just going to be great. It's just going to be so much fun. So, and Tim Gillette is the one that kind of helped me with this. I've got a YouTube channel, another YouTube channel I want to post. So you're going to have to maybe subscribe to both. But the second one, I think you're going to like even better than the one where I say, please subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell because I know it's important. And I want to thank you for following me, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And Leo Holzer is in the house, and I want to thank you, Leo. You have been with me through thick and thin, through rain or shine. You're a lot like the mailman, and you always deliver. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that to me and for me with these questions. I really appreciate it. I feel joyful today. I'm thankful and grateful. I always give gratitude because, as I've mentioned, Christmas is a little strange for me today. It's been a little strange for me. I don't have a tree up and I look at other people's lights. But today, you guys are, I saw that people like Oprah were asking for their one Christmas wish. And I got mine, which is you guys. So I said this to my tribe as well. You guys are my Christmas wish. You have been there with me through thick and thin and have listened to my rants and listened to my sadnesses and shared in my happiness. And I just want to say a thank you to you before we get into these questions, because I think it's important at this time when I really could feel lost at times, and didn't we all throughout this pretty tough year? Yeah. I had you guys, you were there to catch me. And I really want to thank you all for your support and kindnesses. And thank you, Ava. Thank you. Hello, Pennsylvania, where we almost, Jeanette, you are bragging again. Okay, so on Wednesday, I get together with Tim Gillette, who's here too, and we do a mastermind. And it is my mastermind. I mean, it is my go-to mastermind. I just love it. And if you ever get to go to one of his blog and video events, I often speak at them. And I'm going to get better at saying what ones I'm going to speak. And then in the mastermind, he's actually going to make me teach because I've been with him. This is my 3rd year. Woohoo! With his mastermind. But I digress. One of our mastermind members, and a mastermind is where you get together and you brainstorm in a safe environment, very much like Terry's Tribe. But one of our great guests he was in the snow, like you, Jeanette. And he opened the door and let us experience the snow. And it was the sweetest thing. His little girl, she showed us that it had snowed. I mean, it was like a Christmas card. I love the snow. And I wish there was more in my life. I'm going to have to go somewhere where there's more snow because I love it. But my husband can't handle it. But he showed it and it was just lovely. So as you say this is a Merry Christmas, Jeanette. And I would love for you to post a picture of your Winter Wonderland, your White Christmas, which was also a favorite movie by many of us. We visited on Terry's Tribe and we talked about favorite movies, and White Christmas was definitely way up there. So I want to thank you for sharing that. I told you after finding this saying in a square of, do-dee. Okay. Hi, Bella. You came and saw me before you had to go to bed. Yay. Yay. Well, that is excellent. So one more thing before we get started, I wanted to show you guys this beautiful necklace that I was given from my friend Melissa. And today I created a banner just for her, art by Melissa Eiler. That's how you say her last name. And hopefully when she sees this, and I'm going to post it again later, I want her to put in the comments how to reach her because she makes these. She makes these and she makes these wonderful coasters. And so if you want some of these super cool, one-of-a-kind coasters from her, and you want to support an artist, local, meaning she's with us, then I encourage you to do so because it's just lovely, isn't it? It's super cute and wonderful. So I wanted to do a banner for her because it was so sweet of her to make that and to help her do that. So if you want to join the tribe, that's here. Go. It's very reasonable. Do yourself a favor and get some extra support and some fun. And we really do have a good time. We talk about stuff different than when I talk about here. And like I said before, here's no, that's not it. That's the hitchhiking ghost, if you want to see the ghost. But this one is how you see my YouTube channel. So go there, do subscribe. It's absolutely free. And hit the bell to be notified because next year I'm going to get better with my content on YouTube. I really, really am. So now's the time to sign up. All righty. So let's go with the questions. And first of all, we're going to do a few Christmas questions. Leo gave me a heads up and said, don't miss those Christmas questions today. And then I'm also going to show you something because you guys asked me for a couple of things. So one of the things you asked me for last Friday, I'm going to pull it up and show it to you now. As I talked about Bob Gurr and I showed you the Retlaw buttons, one of the things that I also talked about was the combine car. So let me show you. Here it is. It's big. Look how big it is. Big enough. It usually sits in my living room, but there it is. I'm going to kind of hit a little light on it so you can see it a little better. But this is a This is a replica. I'm telling you, there's nothing in my tea. A replica of the car that Walt, had his first job. He had it built, and it was in the original lineup of the Disney trains. As you can see, and I'm going to set it down, here is door, that little door, which actually opens, isn't that fun? It actually slides open and closed on both sides. Yeah. It has, it's the little area where Walt would take his breaks. And then over here is where people sat inside and traveled on the train. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's actually seats in here. It's a very, very detailed, beautiful model by the Carolwood Foundation. So if we cut to this camera, you can see it even better. Look at that. The lettering, everything, just amazing. And it's big. So when I was on my trip with Bob Gurr and we were celebrating and working to get this all refurbished, not the little one, but the actual combine car, of course, then you got one. You know, you got one if you donated. And I got one. I donated. Of course I would donate. So now if you're ever in California and you go to Griffith Park, you can actually go to the barn on certain days. Just go on carolwood.org and you can find out when the barn is going to be open. Of course, with the pandemic, it's going to be touch and go. Right now, we're under heavy lockdown. We were just, it was just announced today that we were the epicenter. That California is the epicenter of the coronavirus. Yay! What a lovely trophy to win. Anyway, because of that, we're on serious lockdown, so they won't be doing this for a little while. But when they do, you can actually go on board and walk through this. One of the things I bid on and won with my husband was the ability to ride it for the first time in San Luis Obispo. When it first got on the tracks and it first rode after its refurbishment, we were in one of these seats. And if I can find the photos, I will definitely show it to you. That's going to take a little bit of digging. But you did ask about the combine car. So there it is. Everything works. The wheels work. It isn't a particular scale. I call it large scale because I don't know trains very well. But it is a beauty. And you could actually have it, you know, go along with an engine that you wanted and everything. It sits and is beautifully displayed and has been beautifully displayed in my living room because I just love it. I love it like this. So that was something that you asked about and wanted to know about. So I wanted to make sure you got that happening. Okay. And so yay, right? It's absolutely so cute. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's grab a couple of, and I think I did mention that, about when I'm not going to be here, but let's look at a couple of questions from Leo and then I'll show you the next cool thing. Okay. Have I seen the trailer for season 2 of The Mandalorian? No, I haven't. I haven't seen season 2. I haven't seen any of season 2. I just signed up for Disney Plus a couple days ago, and I decided that, full disclosure, I'm going to stay. Just like you guys, I'm going to stay. Even if I can't watch it a lot, I'm going to stay. So I signed up. That was a gift to me. My husband was trying to make me drop another streaming service because right now I stream Criterion, which I cannot get off of. I just love it so much. I stream Netflix and Amazon Prime. That's it. We get Hulu because we're Sprint subscribers. So we get Hulu for free. So we have that, but I don't really watch Hulu a lot. There's a lot of commercials and I tend not to do that, but I do love streaming Netflix, which we get 3 months for free because we're in the screening phase. I told you before as an actor, and my husband is an art director, that, let me turn that light off so I'm not so bright or he'll yell at me. But I get that. And Disney Plus will probably give me a couple months as well. But I just couldn't wait anymore because people are starting to announce the spoilers because Mandalorian is either at the end, right, guys, or nearing the end, right? So I'm excited about it. And the other part of this question says that Favreau has already completed a handful of. Yeah. It's like a no-brainer. Okay, that's my reaction. It's a no-brainer. Because this guy has nailed it. He really has. I'm telling you, I bet if I looked deep into my archives in 1977, 1978, through to 81, that during Empire Strikes Back, he was probably sitting in, if not the theater that I was sitting in, he was sitting in a theater at the same time I was sitting in a theater and was affected in the same way. If not, he eventually got affected in the same way that I got affected. So I want to say that so good. I want to say that because I see it in The Mandalorian. I see real fan love. And if Star Wars is your thing, or if Disney is your thing, or you have something that is your thing, the difference between someone who has their heart in it and someone who's just playing around. And I'm sorry to say that J.J. Abrams' work wasn't good. It wasn't good. For me, it was lazy and it was hurtful, and it dissed something that's very special to me. So I didn't like it. On the Disney realm, if we're going to equate it with Disney, which you love, Lion King, the live action, really? You mean the computer generated animals? They were cute, they were sweet, but come on, guys, it was not as good as the original Lion King, and it felt very wasteful. It just didn't feel like something that needed to be done, and they're going to do another one because you all went and saw it. And yes, it's fun to look at cute furry animals that bend to your will because you can make them do anything in a computer. But for me, it just hit on a sour note. And it's not to make you feel bad if you love the movie. That is your right. This is why we live in America, and this is why we have different opinions. But honestly, I really love the way Favreau has just blown the doors off of the Star Wars saga and is continuing to create new content. That is what I, as a Star Wars fan, and I am the Star Wars fan, next to Steven Sansweet, who is a bigger Star Wars fan, and a love, an absolute love. But that's what I want as a Star Wars fan. I want to see you go and use other worlds, because between the time that George Lucas stopped producing Star Wars and Disney took it over and started producing it, we had tons of writers and artists and creators, myself as well, that did some great content. We did some great stuff. And you don't have to work so hard, Disney, as you can kind of see now that you found Favreau. So that's my opinion. I think he's amazing. Have not seen any of the episodes behind the scenes, so I'm really excited. I only saw one or two Imagineering series when the first Mandalorian dropped, and I just, opened the door, watched it, and then left. Full disclosure. But now that it is chock full of nuts and fun stuff, I told my husband that I want to join it because as a Disney artist, it's my obligation. I should be watching it. And it's going to be so fun. And guess what's coming in January? Dinosaurs! So why wouldn't I subscribe? Let's just share the love instead of standing outside. I don't think it's as respectful of you that I don't be a part of it, because you're asking these questions and I should know what you're talking about. So I'm very excited, and we're joining it this weekend, actually. So I'm so excited. And then I will probably binge watch as much as The Mandalorian as possible, because I have a, holiday list of people who want to know my opinion about it, or want to discuss, or want to have a debate. The fun debates of things like The Mandalorian is fun. Like, if you like certain characters, but you don't like other certain characters, it's kind of fun to say, right? So I'll tell you, I met Lando Calrissian after Empire. Okay. I saw him, the actor. Okay. And he's in this one now. I love him in this one. But back then, when I went and I got to meet him, I told him he was a dirty bird. I said, "You are no friend to Han Solo. Gosh, I don't know that I would trust you. I'm kind of siding with Chewbacca on this one. Lando, not cool." And he kept saying, "Oh, it's Darth Vader. He's super powerful, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, Darth Vader could have killed you. But the problem is that you sold out your friend, and that's tough. When a very close friend sells you out, it's hurtful. and it's very hurtful in real life. So I told him, he said he was a guy in a situation, and I said, I think that's lip service. And I was in my 20s. I was very young, and here we are, having this debate. And I'm smiling the whole time. And he's like, no, let me explain it to you. And so I said, okay, but that's the kind of debate. And so that's why I think a lot of people want to sit with me and have a debate on Star Wars, because I am like a total, as immersed in Star Wars as you are immersed in Disney. I'm fairly immersed in Disney, but when it comes to Star Wars, I'm like I'm a total squid. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm one of those people. So I will write that book next year, and you guys can actually see how squidly I am, and then you'll probably have a ton of questions. So from Patrick Cronus, what work did you do on Ghostbusters? Tell us a story about each cast member. Okay, so before I do that, Leo, is there Christmas stuff that I am missing? I'm just reading and seeing. Yeah, I think I'm going to just keep rolling here. Okay, Ghostbusters. Well, Ghostbusters was my second movie. My first movie was Dune with David Lynch, and I stunt doubled for Sean Young, and then I went over to Ghostbusters and played. We're going to give you visuals. This dog, I am known as Terror Dog Terri. So here's the Terror Dog. This is a toy, of course, but I was this dog that said, Zool. So I'm the dog that was in the refrigerator and in the doorway. And when I went to audition with my good friend Stuart Ziff, he asked me if, and I'm going to zoom in, scary. Anyway, he asked me if I performed this dog, would I be able to make it look feminine? Because I was the dog Sigourney Weaver turned in. Just so you know, the answer is yes. So as a thank you, and I will write down for you, the next thing I can show you is my jacket that they had made for me. I got a Ghostbusters jacket. And as many of you would say today, if you weren't born in 82 when we were shooting it, or saw it in 84 when it was released, you will say it was retro because it was made in the 80s. But I will pull that out. I'll put GB jacket. So that will be the next thing I show you on the next Ask Me Anything for Ghostbusters, if you would like to see that, Patrick. Given. But they also gave me my Terror Dog, and here's a resin, and look at it. It wasn't a really good cast. They had to cast it again, which is why he looks he's got his jaw. It's not broken, but there was a bubble in the resin, so we lost it. But here he is. This is the one that sits atop the building that blows up. Okay, her apartment building. So I happen to have, let me see if I can find them. Well, I thought I had them. Goodness gracious. Oh, here we are. Okay. So I happen to have a few pictures here. If I cut to here where the dogs are from the aerial. Don't they look good from the back? Anyway, here are some pictures of, I'm just going to show you a couple because in January, I'm going to be doing an official Ghostbusters Q&A. So not on my channel, but I'll keep you posted. I have to talk to my Ghostbusters fandom. But here's a picture right here of the building. And this, you'll recognize it as Sigourney Weaver's apartment building where Gozo the Gazarian is up here, right? So here I am standing next to it. How's that hair, guys? Whoop, whoop. And the dog was up here as an ornament. So there's the dog. And he was kind of up on the top. So they gave this to me, and that's why he has his little paws like this. And then he fit on top. And that's why he's kind of, because he's the stone one that toes break through in the beginning, the music raises and breaks out, and then it becomes the real dog, right? Anyway, so there's some visual, and I'll show you one more picture, which is right here. This is me in my stunt harness, and there's my hair the way it was back in the day, and then here's my dog. So here I am posing. This is absolutely on the set of Ghostbusters. So there you go. A little quick sneak peek and a taste of what I did on Ghostbusters. Quickly, I'm going to tell you the story that I met each and every person. One of my best stories, and I'm not going to go too much because, like I said, I'm going to be saying it on the other, and I don't want to be unfair to the other people who are asking me to say it. So we may talk about it, but we'll hold that line until we do. But basically, what I wanted to say to you is that one of my favorite stories is Sigourney Weaver. We shot around Christmas time, and at Christmas time, she got cookies. She lived in New York, and we shot in LA, and she got cookies, and those cookies sent to her by her mother. She walked around in the Christmas gift from her mother, which was the red and black, that really famous Hunter check. That's so beautiful. There's a name for it. I don't know what the name is, but anyway, she walked around in it, and she's about 6'2", maybe 6'1" in stocking feet, but she's very, very tall and statuesque. So those of you who are imagining Sigourney Weaver tall and statuesque, bing, you would be right. Just beautiful. She walked around in this beautiful coat on the set of Ghostbusters at the Gozer Gazarian set, the 40 plus steps. And there she was walking around offering us cookies that her mother had made. And it was so sweet and so lovely. I don't have pictures of that because when you work with people on a movie set, they are your colleagues. You don't really go all fanboy, but every once in a while we got lucky and we got some pictures. So there is the Ghostbusters question. I also built, along with my dear friend Billy Bryant, the Marshmallow Man. So I built the Marshmallow Man. Bill Bryant was inside the Marshmallow Man, and I did the puppeteering of the face with my friends Mark Tyler and Diana Williams, and et cetera, et cetera. I think even Linda Frobos, who was the sculptor, is there. And we're all on this special channel in January. I think they're going to have a few of us on there. So I will be sure and let you know what that's all about. Okay? All right. Had to put my kids back. Okay. So I hope that helps. I can't tell you all of it, but we want to keep this kind of, you guys have got the holidays. It's the holidays. They're upon us. I don't want to keep you for too long. And I was also going to show you before I go to those questions. Now this one, Jessica DeRose, we talked about the visible tattoos for writers behind the scenes. And can you still be a puppeteer professionally with tattoos? I'm sure you can. And what else are you saying? I don't have any, but I'd love to if I can still get the job someday. What is one of your favorite memories from working on the set of Dinosaurs? Well, okay. So Jessica, a couple of things here. If you're going to work in the Disney parks, yes, they are very strict about tattoos. You have to be able, the last time I looked, and many cast members, if you're watching, you can chime in on this. I'd appreciate you posting what you know, because I am just talking from cast members I spoke with. But as long as they can be covered up, you're fine in the parks. The parks are wholesome and, kind of gingerbread and sweet and up, and a visual tattoo can off-put some people. So Disney, when you're in the parks as a cast member, they would prefer you don't have them. As an Imagineer, we're more like the people under the stairs. And if you've seen Joe Rohde, who just retired recently, and I sent him my blessings and my well wishes. I worked with him quite a bit on Paris, and I love him. He's amazing. You've seen him with the mustache coming down and the earrings and the whole 9 yards. That is normal. A tattoo is normal as an Imagineer. Honestly, Imagineers are the ones that when we go into the park, we are so different looking that they ask us not to wear our badges. So we have our Imagineering badges. So let me see if I've got mine here. Well, I've got one. I've got another. I've got all these different ones, but the one I wanted to show you. The one I wanted to show you was the one that has my decorations all over it. But here's one of my badges here. And you notice that the Imagineering part has the lovely Mickey on it, right? And if I turn the light on, you can see it a little bit better probably. And they made us take this off. If we were wearing this on our lapel anywhere, they would stop us and say, before you go into the park, you have to take this off, because they did not want people to associate our looks if we were tattooed, if, you know. I mean, seriously, it's their policy, and policies are policies, right? So there you go. But the answer is you are, if you're behind the scenes, absolutely, definitely. And people like Joe Rohde and I are obvious examples of that, but there's so many more. They don't all look like Bob Gurr. And then there's Rolly Crump is really something. He is a very, very talented artist. Walt found him and found this strange, weird style that he just loved, and he had to have it in the Haunted Mansion. But when they brought Rolly to Imagineering, many of the other artists were kind of like, ooh, what's up with this fella? Because the first thing he did was illustrate posters. And honestly, I did not pull them out, but I will find them for you for the next time. See how this works? You guys are so good. I will show you his marijuana posters. Yeah, he put... in Imagineering, he illustrated and put all kinds of marijuana posters in his area. And they were like, because guys, back then it was illegal. You know, very not cool. So he had them everywhere, and everybody was kind of like, what's up? And Walt said, just leave him be. Just leave him be to create. So Rolly Crump, and that you'll find, if you were ever to walk through Imagineering, or you meet a lot of the Disney Imagineers, we are a little quirky on one side, and not, you know, we all have a little quirkiness to us, which makes that soup so yummy. The Imagineering soup is so yummy because all of the talented artists that make up Disney Imagineering. And while I'm on the subject of Rolly, let me just pull out for you my envelope. So I went to see Rolly. Rolly and I met years ago, over 15 years ago. I fell in love with him because he's just a great guy. He's just a great, great guy. And I approached him and asked him if I might. I'm just kind of not liking the angle. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, that's good. I approached him because I wanted to do a collaborative effort. And those of you new to me and my channel, one of the things I'm going to do, and I was going to try and do it this year, but I got really wrapped up in my ghosts. So my hitchhiking ghosts, which here is my dragon from Dragon's Lair Paris. This is what brought me, one of the projects that brought me into the fold of Imagineering, designing this Dragon Lair in Paris. And if you haven't seen it, it's a fully articulated dragon that roars and growls, and I'm a dragon freak, so there you go. But what I worked on this year, just diligently without breathing, was the hitchhiking ghosts. And they will be delivered next year, because this year in November, most of my team, which is like 2 people, most of my team got, let me just say, 2 people. Most of my team got COVID-19. So for 3 weeks plus, they were out of commission. And because it's the pandemic, there's a lot of hoops we have to jump through. So anyone who orders these ghosts, I say, give me a grain of salt. And you all have been so wonderful. In fact, I sent an email out to most of you. There's 3 ways to purchase these ghosts, and they're still available. I still have some available in the collection, but those that paid in full, which is the better way to pay. Let me see. Oh, you're going into the clay. Let me see if I can find the, oops, there's Guillermo. You guys get to see all that fun stuff. Let me just do this while I find it. Okay, here it is. That's what I wanted to share with you guys is, there's 3 ways to pay. And if you pay in full, that's the biggest bargain. And any of you that did that, I wanted to just double check if you needed your set in December. And I have 4 people, I think. And we're going to have 5 sets, we think, ready for December. Will we have them for Christmas? But I emailed everybody who's on the ghost list and asked them if they wanted it for December or would they like it in December. I had 5 coming, and I think 4 are earmarked, if I'm not mistaken. So just like in the Haunted Mansion, there's room for 1 more. But you all mostly sent me an email back saying that you could wait till the first of the year or January, February. And I want to thank you for that, because this is the lovely thing about collectors, is that they have you all have a lot of heart. And I want to thank you for having a lot of heart at a time when it's most important. So there you go. I've put it on the screen long enough. You can always run back and catch it if you want. But just in case you didn't see the ghosts and you fell in love with them and you were like, hey, I really, really would like to have them. And here's how they look on the shelf. So they illuminate, and they're gorgeous, and they will be the Cadillac of your collection. Just saying. Okay, so that being said, Rolly saw not the ghost, but many things that I did, and we decided to have lunch at his home 15 plus years ago and create an amazing chess set. So I'm going to go here. Here's my envelope that he sent. I flipped it over to protect the innocent. He sent me a letter. You may have seen this before, but again, okay, so I sent him a gift, which is a letter that I sent him, a little gift. And I think I might just send him a letter again, because he doesn't seem to have an email. And I have to call him, and I'm going to call him. I tried to call him, but here they are. So as you can see, Rolly wrote, here you go, have some fun. And this is the Rolly Crump chess set. So these are his Theater of the Absurd and Museum of the Weird. You can see he wrote it right up here, the Museum of the Weird chess set. And he wants... he drew them in the approximate size. So you're going to notice, guys, as you look at this, that this chess set is like 5-inch. Look, like, you know, if I cut back to here, look how tall these pieces are. Like that. Okay. This is like Ezra size. Okay. In my ghosts. Now, the thing about this is they're going to be very highly detailed. So if we take the pawn up here, which is a little smaller, maybe he's more like 4 inches. Okay. And I'm going to break into these next year. I'm going to crack into these and make these. This is his character. Look how detailed this character is. Okay. So he wants them to be, 5 inches tall-ish, because he thinks that would be the best. So that's what they're going to be. We've made the decision. They're going to be this big, which means they're going to be expensive, guys. I don't know how many we're going to make for people to buy, but save your pennies now if this is something you want to do. And the thing I want to suggest to Rolly, here is the Queen. The thing I want to suggest to Rolly is that we sell each piece so it can be more affordable and you can collect what you want. And then we might do a set price. I got to see what Rolly says, right? Because this is for him. But we would have all the chess pieces, so you could maybe set them on your shelf or something, you know, and then the board would be extra, because with the board, this could be thousands of dollars. I'm just saying, when we're doing the pieces large like this, and this is, of course, a blown up of it, So these are both, large, so Rolly gave me these so that I could see the detail, right? So if we go back to his master sheet that he drew for me, then you can see that she is probably about, 5.5, 6 inches tall, as is the king. And you can see over here, he has decided the bishop was going to be his chair. Okay. So as an Imagineer, he was very much like many Imagineers. He was kind of like all of us. We were the kids under the stairs, which is why they wanted us to be cool when we were at Disneyland, right? So here's the chair. He's going to be the bishop. And then this is the king. And I'm going to sculpt all of these. So Rolly felt that he wants to keep the delicacy of them. So that's why he wants them so tall. So here's the king. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah. Yeah. But you can imagine if many people were thinking Little Mermaid, Bambi, this kind of stuff, this Rolly Crump stuff is very different. Here is I think this is the rook, right? Yeah. So this clock, so here again is our sheet. There's and he did the silhouette so I could just be nice and clear of what he wants me to see and do. And here is the rook, and it says this will be the rook. See, his writing is lovely, isn't it? So there you go. Yeah. And then I'm trying to think if he's got the Candleman as something. Yes, the Candleman is the knight. Yeah. So here's the rook, and then here is the knight. So that one's going to be a challenge for me. Look how delicate that is. I'm going to have to be able to illustrate that delicate, but make it a chess piece that you can continually grab and move without breaking stuff off of it. You know what I mean? So that's the challenge there. And then I want to do something really super cool and clever with the whole experience when you open the box. So it'll either be that you open little boxes of each one so they're more affordable, and maybe we release them one a month so you guys could save your pennies depending on how much they're really going to cost. We're going to start doing these next year. And then maybe on the box or whatever the boxes are, we'll put some of this art, because all of this art that he sent me is just beautiful. And you guys may have seen his show in Oceanside. Many of these pieces were there. So he sent me a ton of these. He's so sweet to send me all of these. And you just wish there were more pieces that you could do, but we're going to keep it to what Rolly said he wanted to do. So there they are. So I wanted to show these to you because we talked an awful lot about Rolly in the past, and you guys may have seen a show and you may have met him, and you were kind of like, hey, so to answer your question about tattoos, which it kind of segues into, is if you're going to work at the parks, then probably not the best. But if you're going to work at Imagineering, you're probably just fine. So I'm just going to tuck these back inside with a couple of BBs and stuff so that, but anyway, there it is. The envelope, the magic envelope. And that's coming soon. That is. I have to go slow, but I've got to go faster because, I would like to get it done so Rolly can see it and at least give me guidance on as many pieces as possible. So there's that. So let's jump into the questions really quick, and then I will jump back and show you a little more Bob Gurr, basically a Stitch puppet that looks a lot like the one that he actually bid on. So everyone is saying good morning, and Dove chocolate. So Leo says, it makes me think of you, your Vibe Attraction Tribe. So he's talking about the Dove chocolate. Thank you so much for saying that. There's a lot of shows about vintage Disneyland. I know, Kendall. I can't wait to look because I saw them when they were actually being done. And that's not bragging. I'm just 63, and that's the deal. Ooh, Leo, one episode left. So this is the time I usually step in. So I guess I'm true to form. Angie, no, you shouldn't be grounded. In fact, Angie, one of the things that you asked for specifically is my logo. So let me take the opportunity to show it to you now. My logo is on a t-shirt. So there it is. T-shirt, my logo on a t-shirt. I don't have these for sale in my store, but if it's something that you think you would like, I still have a few available. I sold a lot of them live and in person, which really tickled me because I just, you really interested in this logo. It just kind of blew me away that there were a lot of people interested in it. But there it is right here. And I'm going to hide your comment so everybody can see it, but there it is. And underneath it has my signature, and then it has how you can find me. But there they are. They're about $15. And I can put them in the store if enough of you would like to get one. Like I said, they go from size small, I think, to, I think I still have some that are XXX. So, anywhere in there. But I will make sure that I have the sizes if you, post in the comments if you want one. But Angie, I thought of you right away and said I wanted to show you that I didn't forget you. I remembered the t-shirt. Yes, indeed. So there's the t-shirt. Absolutely. As so many casual fans and people disappointed, as so many casual fans and or people disappointed in 1-3 or 7-9 have really embraced the Mandalorian. That is correct, because he's talking about the Star Wars films. Okay. So the prequels, which are Star Wars 1-3, if you were born at that time, a little bit before, and they became your first movies as a child to see, you tend to love them. And I don't want to hurt your feelings, but they don't exist for me. They just don't. I didn't like them. I thought they took advantage. They went a different direction than they should have gone, and so on. And then 7-9, I think Rogue One hit the closest, but still challenged with. They're just not good. Just leave it to Favreau, and I don't remember his name, but the guy who did Clone Wars. His Clone Wars stuff is just beautiful. His animations. Just get that guy. And Favreau did, as a matter of fact, and pulled him in to work with him on The Mandalorian. And it looks like this guy, this is what I heard for the Disney Plus, is going to do some of his own stuff. And I'm just like, yes, they're going to, do origin stories or spin-off stories. This is what you do, is you kind of make it like the original Star Trek. That's with, Spock, Captain Kirk. So you got William Shatner and you got Leonard Nimoy, okay? These guys, the real guys. And then they spun it off and created other Star Trek adventures. That's what we want with Star Wars. That's what I want with Star Wars. Go off and create more adventures. Stop raising the dead, because that is Walking Dead, not Star Wars. Walking Dead with my friend Craig Miller directing. Sorry, Craig Nicotero directing, and Star Wars, just do it like the original Star Trek and let it spin off into a beautiful bouquet of fun stuff for us to watch. Because if you like Star Trek, there is a plethora of spin-offs, other origin stories that are just fabulous. So do the same with Star Wars. And I think that's what Favreau is looking at. And the man who's creating Clone Wars, I've heard some really cool ideas with things that we can see in the future. And I'm just excited about it. So yeah. Not the mama. Yes. Not the mama. And Kendall, that is my character, little baby Sinclair. He is, I was trying to see if I have, I do. See, I like to show, this is the new thing where you get to see visual aids while I answer questions instead of me saying blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of boring. We're adding this ingredients. Let me know if you like seeing visual aids while I answer questions. Give me your opinion. Okay. For real. Give me your opinion. Be honest. I'm honest with you. Show me the same consideration. Okay, so while I was on dinosaurs, I created a greeting card. And I have a few left. So if you decide you want one, just give me a shout out. And we'll see what I can do. And we're going to pull off Not the Mama. And we're going to open these up and show you what they are. Let's open it like this. Here I am. Here it is. Lights, camera, action. There it is. So here I am with a season greeting card, and I am baby's hands. That's what I did on dinosaurs. My main job was to assist Kevin Clash as baby and John Kennedy. So John Kennedy did the eyes. He made the eyes blink and the eyes react. Kevin was our captain. He did the head and the voice, and then I am the hands here. And then, of course, there I am. So this is a card that I made. So you get a little visual aid. I also have a little baby Sinclair, and I have a few dinosaurs paraphernalia around. But, and I also have my scripts. And I think once it drops, I'm going to see about selling my scripts to someone who really likes them. And if you're a Kurt Thatcher fan, because he is one amazing writer and one amazing actor, and he played the rocker in Star Trek 4. So if you haven't seen him play the punk rocker, you need to go see Star Trek 4 and see Kurt Thatcher's amazing performance. But if you like Kurt Thatcher, he illustrated each and every one of our scripts. So if you want to see those based on dinosaurs, just let Leo know or write it in the comments, and I'll the next AMA, I will share that with you. Also, it's a little off point, but these are little cartoon pins that I did a while back of kind of me when my hair was a different color and my dragon. So, so there's a few of those in there as well. But thought you would like that. Thought you would enjoy that. And since you asked the dinosaur question, and thank you so much. Okay, where am I? Because I got so excited of all this beautiful questions that, yeah, favorite memories from working on the set of dinosaurs. 2 favorite memories. Number 1 favorite memory is when I got to hit Michael Eisner in the head in honor of all Imagineers. We were doing an anniversary for Walt Disney World, and I got to be I'm always Baby Sinclair's arms, except for the last season. But we got to do it, and I got to work with Brian. And then the other one is a picture of me in the toilet. But what I'll do is I will share with you some behind-the-scenes shots of dinosaurs if you wish. I'm going to write that down now. And I will also show you the Kurt Thatcher scripts. Because they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And I have my whole set. So if you're a collector and you want all my scripts say something to Terri and make an offer. I'd love for them to go to someone who really loves dinosaurs and wants them. Just, hit me up in the comments if it's something that you want. And we'll take care of that. Okay? Okay. Yippee-ki-yay. Yes. Okay. So it's 10:21. We're doing pretty good on the time. I'm trying to be good and diligent. And here we are with the questions. Let's go back to me. You don't want to try and read these. Let's see. The next one is tell us Terri versus Terri Hardin Jackson. And what name do you use on your driver's license and your passport? Why do you want to know? I will say this, that Terri Hardin is my art name. And the reason I go by Terri Hardin is because of my dad. My father is my biggest fan. And when I was doing The Country Bears, and I took my parents to see it in the movie theater. And my dad disappeared. So it was one of those multiplex theaters where there was lots of theaters, and my dad disappeared. My mom and I are sitting in a decent far back, row 7 or 8. And I was like, where's Dad? It's going to start. And all of a sudden, my father flops into the chair. And he says, Terri, I saw your name in the credits 4 times. So my father had run from theater to theater to theater to read my credit on the Country Bears, which was just, so that's my dad. Okay. I also do characters known as the Foster Farms chickens. If you don't know these, they're strictly West Coast. So if you're East Coast, you probably haven't seen them, but there is a way you can see them. Go to my YouTube channel. So Google Terri Hardin and then look at my playlist, which is the Foster Farms chickens, and you can watch. I've linked to as many commercials as I could. We have 40 commercials that we have done plus. We've done them since 1993, and we haven't done them in a little while. And with the pandemic, we did not do them at all. But they were really funny. They're really sweet. And I built and designed the puppets, the original puppets. And then my dear friend and assistant, my wingman, if you would, Rick Lazzarini, built and designed the other ones, the walking birds. Anytime you see the birds walk, that Bunraku style, that's all Rick Lazzarini and his amazing character shop. So so he is very talented, and it's great to partner with him. We've been doing this from 1993. Drew Massey plays the lead bird, and that's with our friend Frank. And so we've been doing this for a long time, but they are very, very funny commercials. And if I can, I will grab maybe I can show you a couple, but in any case, they're really cute. Just go to my YouTube channel, pull up my playlist, and you can find them. Or Google. I'd rather you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. But you can also Google Foster Imposters and find them that way too. Okay? Just in case. Don't want to, twist your arm or anything. But that's why Hardin. Okay? Because my dad is Hardin, and that was my maiden name. And when I married the love of my life, Lindsay Jackson, son of Keith Jackson, the amazing sports announcer who passed away a couple years ago, but you can see his statue at the Rose Bowl. Just, if you're going to look at the float, you might as well swing over and see Lindsay's dad. But so my husband is more of a behind the scenes guy. And so I kept Hardin. And in order to keep Hardin when I was married in 2004, I had to pay $300 and go to court. Seriously, had to go to court. And the reason I had to go to court was because the Patriot Act came into being, and many people had been using what's called also known as an AKAs. And it was very dangerous. And so the Patriot Act came along, and you had to prove why you wanted to do something. So I didn't just attach my name, Terri Hardin Jackson. I made Hardin my middle name, and then made Jackson my last name. So I had to do that, and it had to go in the paper, had to pay $300, had to wait a few weeks, blah, blah, blah. And then I stood in front of the judge, and the judge decided whether or not I got to have that name the way that I wanted it. And there were 7 of us standing before the judge, and the judge says, well, I guess you're all here to get rid of your names. And I said, not me. And so I got to go first, and he granted me the right to be Terri Hardin and Terri Jackson. So yeah. So the other stuff, in respect to my husband, I'm going to keep to myself. But yeah. So that's why. That's why it's Terri Hardin Jackson. Okay, so let's go over to the comments real quick and see if you have any questions. And then, Boba Fett actor. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Leo. See, Leo has his hands on the pulse of a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, because he was wonderful. His voice was lovely. And Deanna's in the house, as are many other people. Let's see. Here we go. My Uncle Jimmy is Star Wars mad. He's in the hospital at the moment. I hope Uncle Jimmy is well, and may the Force be with him. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Star Wars. It's my thing. Hi, Susie. Oh my goodness. Happy National Ugly Sweater Day, and I didn't wear one. I don't actually have one. I love my sweaters. I'm not much for ugly sweaters. So I love the tradition, but just don't want to I don't have a lot of room in clothing, so no to the ugly sweaters. You have friends with the same last name. They could be brothers or sisters or distant relatives. You never know. Like there's that company that's Hardin. What is it? Hardin Chevrolet. Always gives me a tingle when we drive by that place because it's like, do it? It's kind of cute. Thank you, Deanna, for saying that. Yes, they are. They are amazing chess pieces. And I mean, this is why I'm saying, you saw the prices for the Hitchhiking Ghosts. This is, I'm warning you, going to blow the doors off the ghosts. Now, they're not going to illuminate, but you figure there's what? There's six pawns, right? Yeah, I think there's 6 pawns, and then you have a king, a queen, 2 bishops, 2 rooks, 2 knights. So what is that, 12? And yeah, it's one of the reasons I've been a little hesitant in creating it, because it's going to be a huge endeavor. It's going to be a lot of commitment. Not, for me to sculpt it, but I want Rolly to be happy, and I want it to be a really lovely set. So, and it'll be the Cadillac of chess sets, guys, because we may only do a handful of them, which makes the price go up. So if you love it and you think you might want one, save now. Take my money now, says Melissa. I need that shirt. I love you, Melissa. You're so cute. Yes. I will let you know when it's in the store. Like I said, it's going to be for you guys, it's going to be like $15. I think I sold them for 20 because back in the day when you were live, when you said hi, you got to hug each other and everything. I did $20 because you could just hand me $20 and I absorbed the sales tax. But now that everything's online, I'm going to make it a little nicer. I'm going to make it 15. It's going to be tax and shipping so that it kind of gets close, but I'll be happy to do that. Melissa, tell me what size. Okay. A t-shirt. I knew it. Okay. So Deanna and everyone who wants a shirt, just message me. You know how to do that. Tell me your size. I will look and then I'll let you know if I've got it. Okay. You guys are so sweet. All so sweet. Sherry Langley. Can you send me? Yes, Sherry, I can. Will you message me, darling? Now, here's another lovely person, Sherry Langley, who worked with me on Foster Farms. She was pretty much my right hand lady, along with Greta Jantz. You've seen Greta pop in to the Ask Me Anythings and on the Facebook Lives here and there. And Sherry actually, with her wonderful, lovely husband, were witnesses at Lindsay's and my wedding. So we only had 6 people, including us, at the ceremony, and Sherry and her husband were 2 of the people. She took really good care of us, and we had chickens. So if you are curious to see the wedding pictures, put that in the questions and we'll take care of it for you. Okay. Yes. And Bella got a baby Sinclair. So on Terry's Tribe, we do what's called treasure chests. And in the beginning, you got to pick what you want. And Bella asked for my baby Sinclair. And I had a baby Sinclair signed by everyone on the cast of Dinosaurs, including Brian Henson. So when I sent it to her, I said, you can play with it. Just take real good care of it, because who knows, it could be valuable when you're older. You kind of say that. But the nice thing is a toy should be played with. And I sent her this. And it was very, very difficult to get it to her because it's expensive to send across the pond. And the talking baby Sinclair is big. So it's a big thing. I got to having to have a great. Melissa, thank you. And again, thank you. Here it is right here, guys. It's slipping a little bit because I'm being silly, but there it is. I quickly tied this in that way, Melissa, so that's why it's slipping a little bit, because I didn't tie it as properly as I could. But have a lovely, and I'll see you Monday. Did you get your Christmas card I sent you last week? I believe I did. Yes, I did. And they were beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Deanna, for asking. I should have said something. Well, thank you. Thank you. I kept my last name when I got married and gave the kids my name. People think we're strange. No, Holly, not really. Here's the thing. My husband, Lindsay, his first wife would not take his last name. And it hurt his feelings very deeply. It really hurt Lindsay. And she said, I'm not going to take your name, but if you want to take my last name, you can. And of course, Lindsay's family, who are old school, no way and no way and you know where. So I fought really hard to have his last name. I worked hard to get Lindsay. He's the love of my life. And if you haven't heard that story, that's a very special story, because we have true love. True love is not really easy to find, and we have it every day is a blessing for me, one that I wasn't sure I was going to get. So when I went to court to get add his name onto mine, he said I didn't have to. I could save the $300. And I was like, I waited over 15 years to get you, fool. So I'm taking a hold of that name, and I took it with pride. And when we are in personal circles, mostly, I am Terri Jackson. But when I am at an event, I am Terri Hardin. And that's why it's two different things. A lot of times, if people don't know that, they call Lindsay Mr. Hardin, which is kind of cute. He gives him a giggle. But yeah, no, it's not strange. It's just different, Holly, isn't it? It is 100% cotton. How did you know, Dr. D? It is. Let me see. I've got it in my lap here. But I'm kind of, let's see. Yep, here. I'm going to show you, because I love you. I'm going to show you right now, Dr. D. Okay, we're going to hide that. I'm going to go here. We're going to turn the light on. So many things I got to do. Here we go. We're going to zoom in. Dr. D, we're going to zoom in. Look, 100% cotton. And you know what else? It's a good, heavy quality shirt, because why? I'm me. And I can't do you one of those ones you add water and it unfolds, like the straw you used to do as a kid. Have you ever done one of those t-shirts? They're as flimsy as, yeah, they're as flimsy as a napkin. So these are really nice and strong. And 100% cotton. Why? Because they should be. So you're going to have to wash it in cold. Don't let it shrink. But you got to baby it a little bit. But honestly, you want that good 100% against your skin. Look at me. I'm trying to show it to you. But that's the case with that. So thank you for saying that, because it's true. All right. Yes, Bella, you sleep well, honey. And I'm really hoping you can join us for the Zoom call this coming Wednesday on Terri's Tribe, because we would love to have you there. It's going to be really cool, because we're going to learn about lighting up, decorating your house for Christmas. Jim is going to show us how to program it and show us how he makes it all work. It's going to be great. So I hope you can join us. And maybe a visit from Santa Claus. We'll see. How long have I been married? 15 years. Been married 15 years, going on 16 years. January 4th is our anniversary. We picked it because as actors, we're both in the entertainment industry. He's a producer, cameraman, blah, blah, blah. And I'm an actress. So, and a puppeteer. So January used to be the month that people were kind of starting up slowly. But before the pandemic, it was just as busy as any other month of the year. So we were kind of like, yeah, whatever, we'll do the best we can. But I've known him for a very long time. I met him and fell in love with him in 1972. Yeah, I told you, it's a killer story. I'll write it, but I have to wait till he passes on, because he don't want me to write it and publish it until after he's gone. And before we were married, that was the deal breaker, is that I had to promise that he could go first. True story. True story. I gotta love him. He's such a cutie. Oh, I love it. My first husband's last name was Kowalski. Is that how you say it? There's a name for you. Well, my dear friend Pamela Gurinson, she married Pete Zablinski, I think is how you say it. And I always mess it up. So it's just like this, Deanna. It's just like this. Yeah, truly a blessing. But I've known him, like I said, I've known him for years. So I fell in love with him. I'll give you the cliff notes, Angie. I fell in love with him. He fell in love with someone else, got married, disappeared from my life for 15 years, came back, found me. We were engaged and with each other for 10, and then we got married. So yeah, so it's quite a true love story. It's an amazing story. And, when I say I'm blessed and I'm grateful, I thank God every day because there are times I see him sleeping next to me and can't believe that he's there because I thought he was gone. When he got married, I had to move on because you don't covet a married man. And I tried to go on with my life, but I was always missing a piece of me because I knew he was the yin to my yang. And now I have him with me, and every day is a God, it's a great day. It's a great day. He's very funny because he's such a strong person, but on the outside, he doesn't look that strong. So he's kind of like, he kind of feels like he's the Millennium Falcon. He doesn't look like much, but he's got it where it counts. But he's amazing. He has your back. He's there to catch you, even when you don't know you need catching. So I can't wish a better relationship. I wish for all of you as you grow and you look for that person in your life that you get him, someone like him, not him, but you get someone like him because he's a wonderful guy. He's amazing. Kwiatkowski. Oh, I love it. Kwiatkowski. It's like, is it like, well, it just makes me think of that little cute character in Monsters Inc. Just made me think of that. Pennsylvania names. Yeah, right? Right? We've been together for a long time. So 1972 we met and I didn't like him. And then we reconvened in 1973. And then we saw Star Wars. He's the one who turned me on to Star Wars. We cut class to see Star Wars on the first day in 1977. Yeah, my Star Wars history is crazy. I had a collection I sold for quite a bit of money and took him for a month to see. I had a Star Wars collection. I had a huge Star Wars collection, and it made some good money. And I took him. I said, put a pin in a map and go where you want to go. And we went to Japan for a month, first class. It was a joyful experience. So yeah, experiences are really great, really, really great. Yeah, it's yeah. Sometimes I'll get choked up and he really freaks out over it. But if you ever want to hear the story, just, you saw Leo was on here, just give him a shout out and he'll put it in the questions list and we will go from there. So now let me show you, and thank you for hanging in there. It's 10:40. I'm going to see if we can knock off at 11, just because you probably have cookies to bake or a present to wrap or movies, Christmas movies to watch, which is me. I actually was so happy that I got to finally email all of my ghost people to see if they were okay, to see if you guys were okay with waiting till January, February, because my team that manufactures my hitchhiking ghost got COVID-19. And in November, they were sick for over 3 weeks. So we were delayed. I did, when I first introduced the ghosts, said with the pandemic, you never know what goes, so barring any unforeseen challenges, and then they got COVID, bless them, and they wanted to keep working. This is the kind of people, the integrity the people have. And there was just no way I was going to do that to them. Okay. When you get COVID-19, if you've had it, or someone who's had it and they have it, no matter what level, it's not an easy thing to get through. And it's a challenge, even if it's just a little bit of you don't get the sickness, really badly. You get it minor, like you have minor, you happen to be one of those lucky people that don't end up in the ICU. It's still it can be something that really messes with you. I've not had it yet, but I've had a couple friends that have had close calls, including my team. So I really had to tell them to watch out for themselves. And the beautiful thing about all of you as collectors is you sent a lot of good prayers and wishes towards them. And it really did help them to heal. And so they're back in business. They're doing some wild and crazy, yummy stuff. And we have 5 sets that will be ready in December for those of you who wanted them by Christmas. I may have 1 set left if you want it for December. The only way you're going to get it for Christmas is if you live in California. We're going to deliver it to you in a different way. But if you don't live in California, then I will ship it, but it'll happen. We'll ship it and you'll get it in December sometime. Okay. So if you're one person out there that would really like to have your ghost for the holidays, the first person who writes me and says, I want it. Now, understand, I sent the email to everybody. So I have to look at the emails first before I check with this announcement, but messenger me. And if no one wants it for the holiday, then there's 1 set left. If, and this is a big if we can get them done. Okay. Because we are in full lockdown here in California. And so we don't know what's next. You know, we know that we need to stay at home as much as possible. And as much as you'd love to get the ghosts, they aren't essential, are they? So I have to be careful on how I handle this. I want to make sure that we're safe and that my team is safe. So, and I know you want that too, because you've all been sending me beautiful prayers and fond wishes. So I want to thank you for that. Okay, I've made you wait long enough, haven't I? So let's get Bob Gurr's Stitch. Well, it's not really Bob Gurr Stitch. It's a Stitch like Bob Gurr Stitch. There he is. You like him? Now, I've got to tell you something about Stitch as a character that you guys already know. And that is that Stitch is a stinker, isn't he? Yes, he is. And it's so funny because I almost missed showing you him today because he moved around in my shop. And so he was kind of running from me, but I just told him that he was going to get to make an appearance. And so he finally showed himself, didn't you, darling? Yes, okay. Let's get you all pretty. Let's get you looking all pretty. And then, so this is the way that I create puppets. It has this wonderful little covered felt stand. I know it looks a little painful, but here he is. So this is very much like Bob Gurr's. Been a while since we've seen each other, huh? Yeah. Ahana. So I built him completely. His ears are posable. Let me do this ear. Thank you. Okay, so there he is. And he has a few nice little things, don't you? And he also, like, if you remember when I showed the photo of Bob Gurr, then he has these rods that I created for his, let me see if the light could be, do you think the light should be brighter? Yeah, I do too. Okay, let's see if we can make that. There we go. That's a little bit better, wouldn't you say? Okay. Okay, so this, you can see here in the detail on him, his little hands, his little claws, Stitch go ah. So inside, ow, you are a stinker. Anyway, so his teeth are soft. I made those out of a foam, and then his tongue, everything is hand sewn and hand done. The hat was courtesy, and this is a little 50th anniversary mouse ear hat. And what I ended up doing here, let me just, this one looks like it kind of went away, but let me put your ear behind it. There we go. Yeah, we want to make sure that you look all pretty. Here we go. Okay. So there's his little mouse ear hat up here, and it has a 50th anniversary. There we go. It has a Mickey Mouse Club member pin on his hat. So he's a member. And then it has a 50th anniversary. Let me just do this stitch. He has his 50th anniversary little t-shirt on right here. And then he also has his official Mickey Mouse Club badge. So we were going to auction off this stitch at Louis Garcia's, which Louis had the first one. And that's the one that went to Bob. But we were going to do this one also because so many people wanted it. And then Louis stopped doing his conventions. So he's been with me. And he has his legs in the sit position. You can see here. Ooh, there's a little bit of dirt there. We're going to have to rub you. What have you been up to? I'm going to hang this here right now. But anyway, he has his little belly, his little feet. They don't move. They're stationary. He's in the sitting position. So you can sit him down like this and then operate him because, you know, many people. And so he'll just kind of, you know, do whatever he feels like while I'm talking to you. And what? So anyway, you get the idea. I built him and I made him. Now, if you guys, here, Stitch, turn around so that they can see your back. So at the back, he has even all of his beautiful little markings, you know. Yes, you are the best, aren't you? So there you go. You can see he has a lot of movement. He has a lot of this. He's not as flexible as a sock puppet because I wanted to make sure he was true to this smile. But he does have all kinds of movements that make him super cute. And this is what I helped Bob to do. So what are you doing? Don't. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so here he is. I may offer him up for auction again to support food banks here, and that would, if that happens, that'll be first of the year, and then we'll see. Maybe this will go to someone special, and then all the money, if he does go up for auction, all the money will go to charity. So this is just like the puppet that I made for Bob Gurr. Except I think the shirt, the tag was a 50th anniversary tag for Bob, and he would have to tell me. And I don't. And this was a 50th anniversary something. So this time we did the club, you know, the club thing, and we did the Mickey Mouse Club insignia up here. So there you go. But posable ears, so they bend. They're posable, so he can do all kinds of fun stuff, you know. And there he is. There's the stitch like Bob Gurr's, and it comes with these nice little rods. They are removable. There you go. Good job. Good job. And so when I said to Bob, you could say, Ohana means family. Or you can just go, ah, ah. Mm. You are in a festive mood today. You haven't been out in a while, have you? Yeah, we should get you out more, shouldn't we? That is just your you think face. Yeah, he's going, you think? Yeah. All right. Well, say goodbye. Now, to wave, you can go like this, or you can just go. And then, can you give him a happy wave? No, stop that. Okay, so he's gonna say goodbye, and we'll keep going, right? Okay, okay. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so there is the puppet, and that's how I made him. His eyes are extra special because, and I'm going to turn his back to you a little bit. His eyes are extra special because, I really look hard to try and find how, what can I use? And this is all fleece. This is Muppet fleece. The kind that Kermit the Frog is made out of. That's what it's called. If you go to a Joann's or something, you can ask for Muppet fleece. Now, they may not be real good about finding Muppet fleece now because Muppets are kind of not as, known in circles as they were before. There we go. There he is on his little stand. And you can actually tilt his head so it's not quite so. And there you go. Stitch. Come over here, buddy. There you go. Be safe. So there you are, guys. There he is. Stitch. Try to make sure you get to see everything that you want to see that I promised you. And let's answer a few questions because I've kind of put you off. We'll answer a couple more questions and go from there. What was my best day I had as a child? Ooh, so many. So many. When I was a little girl, and still to this day, I love horses. And you guys really listen. And Dr. Deanna, who has been chatting with me today about amazing last names, made this for me. And she also made the roses. And it's a horseshoe to hang over and remind me of the horses that I've owned. So there it is. So I rode stick horses until the stick on the back of the horse disappeared. And I also had a rocking horse. For those of you, I don't know if do they make rocking horses anymore? Or are kids mostly into video games? It's a rocking horse. You get on the horse and you just do this like forever. And I would get on after school and ride that till dinner, eat dinner, get on it and ride it till bedtime. First thing in the morning, got back on, rode it again till school, and over and over and over again. In fact, the company that made my rocking horse, my father tells the story that it was advertised as the unbreakable rocking horse. Okay, it was on springs. It wasn't on, the rockers like this. It was on springs and it bounced like this and then it rocked. Okay, I still have it at my dad's house, or my dad has it. But I broke 4. They said it was unbreakable. And my father actually brought them over and he sent them back and they would send him a new one because they say, your child breaks this, we'll send you a new one. And they weren't cheap. So by the time the 4th one came around, the company came out to my dad's house and said, we got to see what your child is doing. What is your child doing to break this horse? And it was just me rocking. It was just, he said, she never gets off it. So that is a very big memory in my history, is me loving that rocking horse. And then my mother saying to me that as soon as I realized that there were boys in the world, that that horses would go poof from my brain. And they didn't. I got my first horse when I was about, I must have been in my 20s, and just absolutely loved him. His name is Samurai. He's an amazing horse. And then later on I got Velvet. And that is where Deanna came up with the horseshoe, hoping that when I looked at it, it would, help me remember them. And I collect skulls, not because it's creepy and weird, but because I'm an artist, a sculptor, and the foundation to the bones in the foundation to anatomy are bones. And that way I can hold the bones and understand it if I'm sculpting an animal. So I hold the bones here and I look at them and I touch them. So when I lost Samurai, I pulled down the skull of a horse and I stroked right here, because if you have a horse, you'll know that bridge where you have the star stripe snip, a star, a stripe, or just a snip, meaning the markings of the horse, that it's skin, very little play. It's like our forehead, where there's not a lot of fat there. It doesn't gush. It just kind of is right there. We can actually feel the bone under our skin. That's the same with a horse. So when I lost my horse Samurai, when he died, I just stroked this part of, while I was trying to get over my grief of losing that amazing animal. I just did that on the skull, and that kind of helped me flash back into him. So those are my memories. Those are my kind of fun childhood memories as far as that. The other one is a Christmas memory. Let me share that with you. I would wake up on Christmas morning with my sister at about 3 a.m. We could barely stand it. And we'd come down the stairs, and there would be sooty footprints that Santa had made from the fireplace to the Christmas tree to the cookies that were all gone, milk all gone, and then back to the chimney. Sooty footprints, because he came down the chimney and forgot to wipe his feet. And my mother would go, "Messy Santa." So that's another one that's really special. And then whenever there was a rainbow after the rain, my dad would say, "Come on, kids, let's go find that pot of gold." And we would jump in the car. True story. We would jump in the car and try to find the pot of gold. My dad would drive, and he'd go, "Okay, you guys, where do we go to find the pot of gold?" And we'd go, "Turn here, Dad, turn here." And he'd turn the car, and we'd drive, and he'd go, "No, where to now?" And we'd go, "That way, Dad, that way, Dad." And then we'd go, yeah. So you can see, while I have a ton of memories as a kid, and also why I still am a kid. Yeah, I'm still a kid. Because you keep a childlike heart, and it keeps you young. So, and that's just me. That's just me, is that childlike heart. I love playing with Legos, and when I finally got back with my amazing husband, he and his first wife had a beautiful boy who's now my son. His name is Ian, and he is very smart. He has a PhD. He's a doctor. He's amazing. He is he teaches at the college that my husband and I met. Isn't that cool? Valley College. And so when he came down, he was like many children of a divorced family can be. He was very sad. He didn't want to meet a girlfriend. And then he met me, which I said, "Don't think of me as that. Think of me as a playmate. You don't have to call me mom, because I'm not." And we played Legos. So he would be very eager to come down and see me, because I pulled out a mattress, a twin mattress. And we built the Lego city on top of the mattress. And then Ian played the monster that terrorized the city, while I played the townspeople. "Ah, the monster is coming!" And he would rah, and he'd tear up the town. So, like I said, I'm a really good playmate. And we had a great time. We had a super, super great time. And that is, and to this day, he said, "I don't have an evil stepmother. She's more of my playmate." Because I never wanted to be called mom. I wasn't his mother. And he would be sad, because he'd say, I said, "It didn't work out between your mom and dad, but they did one thing right." And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "They had you." One of my best friends. So yeah, I'm always a good auntie and playmate. Yeah, that's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Okay, so it is 11:01, and I want to see if there's anything. It says here, Food Network's Outrageous Pumpkins is on Sunday. Is it this Sunday, Leo? Because if it is, I'm going to try and see if my mom can see it. My mom's in the nursing home, and she didn't get to see it the first time. So I will try to confirm that on the Food Network if they're showing Outrageous Pumpkins during Christmas. Weird. But I hope you're right, because I'd love to do that for my mom. I'd love to do that. Oh, actually, I'm seeing here that I may have a whole set of the wrong questions because now I'm seeing the date. No wonder they look so strange and repetitive. Let me just look and see. Did you not email them to me, Leo? See, I'm just so used to you emailing to me that I didn't even read the months right. So you guys are getting like a strange, weird science. Oh my goodness. So let me just look at my phone and go into Messenger. Leo was probably like, those don't sound anything like the questions. So here we go. Let's grab a couple really fast because I was going to finish at 11 and now I realized that there's so many here. So this will be the last chance to answer Christmas questions. Earl Baby and the rest of the Sinclair family are coming to Disney Plus January 29th. I am delighted, as I said. Flying Saucers sketch, I showed that last week. Retlaw buttons, I showed that on Monday also. Check it out. I can bring them back. If you'd like to actually see them on the AMA, let me know. Norwegian book, I'm happy to show you that. The t-shirts, which I did, and the hot butter rum SPC, so I remembered. And you saw the combine card. There you go. And Joseph and the Baby Jesus piece, we'll show you that next time. Let me write that down. And Leo, I apologize because I just saw the 18th and pulled those questions up. And it turns out I pulled up September 18th, not December 18th. So I apologize for that. My sculptures, Joseph and the Baby Jesus. I will show those because we're not going to see each other Monday. Friday. I'll show those this coming Monday. Okay. And Mary, I'll show you just before Christmas. Okay. I will show those this Monday. Promise. And sorry about this, guys. So that's too much. And the Genie puppet books, we'll do that at the next AMA. So do me a favor and do this. Did you and your husband each bring Christmas traditions into your family? What were they? Yule Kaka. It's not a bad word. That's Lindsay's mother. She brings that in. And I usually bake cookies, but I didn't this year. The tradition is, this year, the tradition is to continue to give because there's people less fortunate than me. And it helps me to keep in that Christmas spirit as you have for me today. I really appreciate that. We didn't really have many traditions. The toughest is that our parents both wanted us at Christmas. So in the beginning, Lindsay's family didn't want me to combine it with my family. Not because they didn't like it. They just thought it was going to be a lot of people. And then when we finally hosted it, we told them they were all going to be together. So if there was any problems with the family and you didn't want to all be together, it's your choice. And it turns out that they loved being together. Of course they did, because my dad's amazing and my mom is rather fun as well. We open presents on Christmas Day. I've always opened them on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, I get to open one. This year, it's just my husband and I. So we're going to open them on Christmas Day. But Christmas Eve, I'm going to make the hot buttered rum. And I've already told you that recipe because I love you. Twinkling single-colored, multicolored lights on an aluminum tree. I remember the aluminum tree because my friend Josie, she has one, an aluminum tree. You remember the aluminum trees you stuck each thing in? She's got one, Josie Katz. And it is a beauty, and she loves it. And I just flipped over it when I saw it. Don't need it for me, but boy, did we see people go crazy over it. We had it was being displayed. Or she talked about it, and people just went crazy for it. But I have no tree. I have no lights. I have no tree. When I do the lights, they're usually not twinkling. So, and I told you about the Christmas ornaments, didn't I? About the big balls that were in the tree and they attracted bees. Yeah, we thought it'd be great. We saw, these lit, made of lights, Christmas balls that were about, 10 inches in diameter, and you hung them in your big tree up front. And I was so excited, and they were really beautiful. But the frequency of the lights went on attracted every bee in Southern California. And the next day they were covered in bees. And we aren't allergic, but everyone in our neighborhood was like freaking out. So I wrote to the company and I told them, did you realize that the frequency when your lights are on attract bees? And they were like, what? So we said, we're going to send them back and look for a beekeeper who might really enjoy these because they were hilarious. That was just hilarious. We couldn't have them because they attracted every bee in Southern California. So if I don't know if they work on those horrible murder bees or whatever they're called, but I definitely would try because the frequency really attracted them. It was really quite surprising. Is there a certain ornament that always goes on the tree? If I have a tree, the one ornament that always goes on the tree is that I have a little Tigger. Randy Gribe will love this. I have a little Tigger and I made some wings for him and a halo. And he's about this big. And he always goes on my tree. He always is the topper. Yeah, I never miss. Never remember miss. He's always on the tree. And but this year I didn't put him on the tree. Yeah, because we don't have a tree. Yeah, we just felt like there's not really going to be presents underneath it. So it felt weird. And I'm sure some of you are having that same sort of, what do I do kind of feeling. But, I could put the things that you guys have been so sweet to give me, which you really shouldn't have. But I'm doing better. Yeah, I'm giving. I'm really on this mad rush to give to charities. We gave to the food bank like crazy. I have some friends who were kind enough to take some of my sheets and pillowcases and things like this that were in super good condition, super soft, to battered women, the charity for battered women and families. And then anything I can think of, I'm donating it. Yeah, and I really love it. And it gives me that giving Christmas spirit because I'm very, very, how can I say this? I'm very, very OCD when it comes to taking care of things. So when I give them, they're practically new, or I just don't seem to give them, with the exception of I gave a charity my old bag for my old Paris carry-on luggage from Paris that had Mickey and Minnie in front of the Eiffel Tower. I never understand when people take luggage off a plane, you can obviously see there's a side you lay it on that has no picture and the other side that has the picture, and they always lay it butter side down, don't they? So my poor little Mickey and Minnie got all scuffed up, and I bought a new bag when I was in Paris last year. And I donated the other one to charity. And boy, people went crazy for that. They were like, ah! I mean, I don't know that it was going to make it to the actual charity because they still loved it. And, you just, one guy said one man's trash is another man's treasure. It really is. And it's not really trash. It's just stuff that I look at and say, this is going to benefit somebody more than me. So that's what that is. Marking certain highlights like the year you were married, particular jobs you landed. Now, me, the things from my shows are props. I can show you some props, as the wonderful Ghostbusters question, which is kind of funny because it felt like it was today, but you saw those pieces. I have pieces like that. And then I have a lot of Miyazaki pieces, because when we went to Tokyo, we went and saw Studio Ghibli. I met Miyazaki when he was a young artist and had not yet splashed on the big screen. My dear friend, Dr. Osamu Tezuka, which was the father of anime, had worked with Miyazaki and had coached him. And so we all went to sushi together, my first time in sushi. That is memorable for me. Every time I eat sushi, I think of these two amazing men. And then, so that's pretty, the stuff, those are souvenirs I have here that I still love and keep. What's the best Christmas gift I've ever given someone else? My husband, and I would say it was a trip to Hawaii, because my husband had been working so very hard. He was my boyfriend at the time. And I said, do you want a thing or an experience? And he just said, oh, please give me something where I can relax. And I took him to Hawaii for 3 days. I just kidnapped him. He didn't know where he was going. I told him to pack for water. We were going to be near water. And he couldn't believe that I flew him to Honolulu for the weekend. And he didn't know it. I surprised him. In fact, I hired a limousine. And the way it happened is I'd gotten some residual checks. And I decided to blow them all on him. So that's how it worked. I got some residuals and royalties. And I hired a limo because I didn't want him to know we were going to LAX. And I told the limo driver he would get a huge tip if I couldn't tell where we were going. And I knew we were going to LAX. And he did brilliantly. I said, but if he does find out, you're not getting paid. So the guy did a great job. And my husband was totally confused. But it was just fabulous. So, yeah. What's the most unusual item you've seen turn up at a white elephant gift exchange? At a white elephant gift exchange. Gosh, I got to think on that one. Because we've had some unusual ones. There's the classic, lady with the clock in her belly, which was pretty interesting. But I'm sure there was one that was even stranger than that. Saw a lot of grabbers. And then people love to give mugs, don't they? Speaking of spirits, what's your alcoholic beverage of choice? During the holiday, I'm going to do hot buttered spiced rum. I'm dying to do it. I love rum, coconut rum especially. And I'm not going to do the coconut rum. I'm going to do a classic spiced rum, hot buttered rum. I'm dying to do it next to the fake fireplace. I'm going to put the fireplace on TV. I have a really cool Disney type fireplace in the bedroom. And so maybe we'll do that. Snuggle together and have hot buttered rums. And then I have to have those little butter cookies. The ones that come in the tin? There are blue tins and brown and red tins and all that. I always have to have those butter cookies. So, and I actually bought some. So hopefully they'll be coming because I forgot. I'm kind of late. I love eggnog, but I don't spike it. I don't think I like the taste of it much when it's spiked. I like it when it's just eggnog. And I like it if it's eggnog light. It's a little too heavy if it's full power, but I think it's because, And then my favorite breakfast drink is Bailey's and coffee. And it says here, Bailey's and cocoa, Southern, Bailey's and coffee. My husband makes a killer coffee. So Bailey's and coffee. I love Bailey's and coffee. And just like I said, I'm joining Disney Plus and we'll go and do the Mandalorian. And Disney officials announced 10 new Star Wars related series, and Marvel, I'm like this, unless it's Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. But Star Wars, I'm in, especially if Favreau is involved and the guy who wrote the Clone Wars. I'm excited. So I'm going to stop there. I wanted to make sure that you guys got the Christmas questions that Leah was telling me were important that I thought I had printed out, but whoops. See, if I can do this, you can do this. Before I go, you guys have been so sweet and so wonderful to stay with me for almost 2 full hours that I'm going to show you what I promised. And that was Rolly Crump's painting he did of Mary Blair. Would you like to see that? Okay, here we go. Oh, it's big. Here it is. I got to stand back a little bit. So he did it in the Small World style, you can see. And isn't it cute? And he also blinged her eyes. These are actual jewels in her eyes right here. So isn't that gorgeous? And then I will show you that it's actually a Rolly Crump. Let me be careful. Don't want to be dropping this. There it is. There's his signature. Just let me just light this candle. And there's his signature, right? Move this out of the way. It's a big painting, see? But you see, there's his signature right here. Rolly Crump and the date. So there it is. This is my Mary Blair painting. And I like this because it has a beautiful small world feel to it. And it illustrates one of my favorite places, Paris. Isn't it sweet? It's so clever. Now you can see, now that you guys have seen the sketches that he sent me for the chess set, don't you see the influence in here that he painted? Isn't it just fabulous? It's so fabulous. It's so huge and it's really heavy, but that is my Rolly Crump. So I have my Bob Gurr sketch, and I have and I promise if you want to see them on the AMA, I will show them to you. I actually couldn't wait and showed them on Monday. So I'm happy to bring them out again and show them to you. If you want to see them, just let Leo know and we'll do it on the Ask Me Anything. And out of a courtesy to you, as we are wrapping it up almost at the 2 full hour marks, I'm going to, here it is. I wanted to look at my book and actually tell you the date of the next Ask Me Anything, okay? So that we're not, so you guys can plan, because we like to plan, don't we? Yeah, so the next AMA will be Friday, January 8th. So get your questions to Leo, post them in the comments, message me, and you can also give me a heads up if you want to see the Retlaw buttons, if you want to see the drawing that I had with Bob Gurr. You can go and see my Facebook Live on Monday, but if you want to see them again, I'm happy to pull them out again. Okay? All right. Has this been fun? Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me. It was 2 hours. I apologize. I've got to get better. Maybe I should only show one Imagineer and make it about an hour. So the moral to this story is you add a few ingredients, you test it out for a little bit, you ask people like you, do you like it? Are you wanting to sit for 2 hours? Or would you rather have it for just an hour? And then we do it in an hour and we can continue the next Friday and the next Friday, So it could be Bob Gurr part 1 and Bob Gurr part 2 and Bob Gurr or Rolly or John or Marty or Tony and it can be a part 1, part 2, part 3. So please share with me what you think and how you feel. And I will definitely get back to you and share the love and tell you how much I'll be happy to do that. Okay. All right, guys, have a lovely weekend. The Christmas star is going to be out tomorrow. Actually, 2 planets lining up, but it was going to look like the Christmas star that the 3 kings followed while looking for the baby Jesus. And that is tomorrow, the brightest it's going to be and has been in a very, very long time. So I am praying for clear skies so that we can be out and see it, and we will photograph it if we can. And if we do, we will post it so you can see it for those of you who may not get to see it. But you do live on planet Earth. So if you go out tomorrow, just know that I'm standing with you in spirit and love and gratitude as we look at this star. Okay. You guys have a very happy holiday. I'm back on Monday, a little shorter, but if there's something you just can't wait to see, then let me know. And if you want a t-shirt, I'm very flattered. Just give me a shout out and I'll get those mailed out to you. Won't be for Christmas, but I'm happy to mail them out to you. Okay. I love you guys. I want to thank you for giving me that Christmas spirit. It was trying to stay away from me. And today and yesterday, today and earlier today on Terry's Tribe. And you guys have just been, I can't thank you enough for being my Christmas wish. You granted my Christmas wish by being here today. And I love you with all my heart. And I thank you with all my heart. And I can't wait to see you again. And I can't wait till we can get together and actually hug and say hello, because this will be behind us. So hang in there, go the distance. I love you. Stay safe. And I'll see you Monday. Okay. Hugs and kisses. Do something nice for someone else. You've already done it. You've done it for me. Okay? Much love and happy holidays. All the blessings of the world to you and your family. And we'll see you soon. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.